Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Rise with Rami podcast. Today is going to be all about grief, and I'm feeling called to talk about this because it was my dad's birthday on Thursday. And for those who have been following me on Instagram, if you know me on a personal level, you know that my dad passed away on the 27th of October 2019 in his sleep. So it was his birthday, Thursday, February 13th. He would have turned, so he was born in 1968. Oh my God, let me quickly count this. 78, 88, 99, 08, 18. Wow. He would have been 57. That's crazy. Which makes sense. He was 52 when he passed away. Anyway, I guess I'm going to talk about how I get through it because every day people like me grieve. And we might not always show it and we might not always talk about it, but grief is inevitably a part of our lives. Also, sorry, if you see me sweating, it is fucking hot in Melbourne today and I don't have a fan in here yet. So anyway, we're working on it. Um, as I was saying, grief, it's kind of this thing that just it follows us around. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. And honestly, up until last week or the week before, I had a full day with my coach and I used to be really angry, like with the grief. Like, I didn't realize what I was so angry about lately until it dawned on me that it's actually the grief around losing dad that was making me really angry. And I guess it's because he left us so quickly. Like, he went to sleep and he did not wake up. It was that simple. It was that simple for him. And I remember that day literally as if it was yesterday and just, I won't go into that today. I don't feel like going into that today. We're going to talk about how I move through the grief. And what I do is honestly, now, I guess considering it's been 5 years, it's a little different for me. Yes, things still hurt and yes, things still fucking suck. Like every milestone that I have, it's like I can't call him and tell him, you know, even if I want to just pick up the phone and call him, can't do that. Can't text him, can't give him a hug, can't tell him I love him, can't hear new things from him, can't take new photos with him, can't take new videos. Like there's so many things and it's also the reactions that you get from people every time it's his birthday or his anniversary or like Father's Day or anything to do with dads. It's just that like you can see it in people's faces, like the pity. And that's really hard too. I guess like the one thing that really made me angry, I guess, at the start was like people still having a dad and I didn't. And my whole world changed and everyone else's just kept moving. That was really, really, really hard to deal with at the start. And there was just so many different types of emotions: anger, sadness, guilt, shame, regret, so much pain, so much heartbreak, just so many emotions. And obviously, there's that gratitude and the happiness. And I feel so blessed that I had such an incredible dad like him. Someone who he was a little strict, and it created three incredible soldiers in my sisters and I. Like, I've never met stronger people in my whole life to go through what we did. And fast forward to now, 5 years later, it's still something that I'm dealing with because, like I said, it's a part of my life every single day. People who lose a parent, a sibling, a child, an auntie, an uncle, whoever, like that pain is real. And I've lost two grandpas as well, but there's no pain quite like losing a parent. I've lost an uncle as well. I was quite young when all the other three had passed away. So with dad passing away, it's like I was old enough to really feel the pain and really feel the drastic changes that were going to happen in my life. And now it's just this thing where it's like, I know that he's here. And if anything, his passing is what made me a little bit more spiritual. It's what made me, I guess, like open my eyes to what else is out there. And I guess open my eyes to death, really, because someone so close to me passed away. And it really just made me realize how short life is. like he was just taken away in a second. Like there was no goodbye, there was no nothing, none of that. There was no plans, there was nothing. It was just he went to sleep and God or the universe decided that it was his time. And that sucked. And it still sucks sometimes. I'm not going to lie. And like I said, I was really angry about it. I was really angry for a long time about that. And there's a really big part of me that is also, and it's going to sound fucked, but so grateful because I would not be here. I would not be this person who has gone on this huge personal development journey, who probably would have even started this business and learned about emotions and learning how to regulate myself and learning how to be a better person every single day and learning to take care of myself and my family, because I know that he left that in me. I know that he would have wanted me to keep moving forward. And that's what I take with me every single day, is knowing that I am living because he can't. I am living because he would want me to. And there are people who really struggle with grief and they probably take the other route, really fall into the victim mindset, really feel like shit and just keep going down that pit and keep going down, down, down and can't get out. And I always told myself from the start that, yes, I will have my moments. Yes, I'll get sad when I need to. I'll get angry when I need to. But I will never be someone who gets stuck in a pit because of the grief. I will use that to fuel me. And that is my advice to any of my listeners here who are grieving, is to use the grief, I guess, to your advantage. Use it to drive you in life. Use it to go and achieve your goals. Use it to practice that gratitude, knowing that you're alive and they're not. Like, don't take that shit for granted. Like, we get the chance to live every single day. Every single day, you get the chance to have a whole new life. How cool is that? And the people that we have lost, unfortunately, don't. Like, who knows what happens on the other side? Like, I believe that he comes to visit. I believe that he lives on. He's still alive in me. I don't believe that when you're gone, you're just fucking gone. Like, that's why there's so many spiritual people out there. And that's why he appears in my dreams. It's just, I guess at the end of the day, you believe what you want to believe after people pass away. I believe that he's here still. Because, oh my God, I'll tell you this story. This one time, I was driving on the freeway and I don't know why. I was having a bad day. I literally remember just crying and crying and crying. And I literally remember saying this. I said, Dad, if you're here, can you just give me a sign and just let me know so I can just feel okay. I shit you not, guys. There were two cars in front of me and one car pulled away and the car in front said the name Sam on it. And if you know my dad, like, my dad's full name was Sridhar and Kumarasamy, but people called him Sam, people called him Sammy. And when I saw that, I was just like, you can't make that up. You can't make that shit up. Like, what are the chances of that fucking happening the same moment I said, Dad, if you're here, just like give me a sign? Are you joking? Like, oh my God, I still can't believe that ever happened, really. Anyway, my other advice for my people who are grieving is to keep your heart open. I noticed how much I closed my heart, and for my visual people, if you want to know a picture of it, it was covered in like black smoke. My heart was covered in black. It's like I lost the beautiful, bright pinkness of my heart because it was just so covered in that anger. And that's what anger looks like to me in my body. It's like black smoke. And my advice is to allow yourself to feel it. Like, don't just trap it in your body, because this shit is frustrating. Losing someone is really frustrating. And of course, it makes you angry. And that's okay. You're allowed to be angry, but don't let that anger consume you. Don't let that be the reason why you can't love anymore. Because I know how painful it is. And I know that you feel like so much love is gone when you lose a parent or you lose someone so close to you. But trust that the people that are still alive deserve so much of your love still. And ask yourself, that person who's gone, would they want you to shut yourself out? Would they want you to stop loving other people? Would they want you to stop loving yourself? Like when my dad died, I created this belief that half of me had died with him. And I would say it so many times until I believed it. And then over time, I realized, I was like, no wonder I'm struggling to love myself, or no wonder I'm struggling to love other people, because for some reason, I just decided that half of me died. And I didn't realize how much that was actually impacting my day to day life. So I want you to be really cautious of the things that you say. And if you say them, be cautious on if you actually believe them and if you want to carry those beliefs. Because as adults, we create new beliefs. And I created that belief for some reason. And it's not until I went and did NLP when I realized that, like, I was really struggling to love myself because he'd gone. And there was these realizations of, like, how can I love myself if my dad isn't here to love me? And I just had to rewire my thoughts and my beliefs and realize that just because he's not physically here doesn't mean that he does not love me. And it doesn't mean that I can't love myself. I deserve to be fully loved, and I deserve to fully love. And I think, like, I wouldn't have realized these things too if he never passed away. There is so much that we can learn from people while they're here and while they're gone. And I guess the last thing I'm going to leave it with is that if you have people in your life and you feel like the relationships are strained, or they could be better, or there's more that you can do, or you don't hug them as much as you should, or you don't say I love you as much as I should, this is your sign and your message to go and do that, because people are not here forever. And we as a society are so naive to thinking that you're going to wake up tomorrow and every single person that you love is still going to be here. Because that's what I thought. I would always hear stories of other people losing family members and losing friends, and I would think, fuck, that's crazy. Until it happened to me. And I was like, fuck, this shit's real. So please, if there is someone that you want to say that you love them, if there's someone that you need to text, give them a hug, give them a call, whatever it is, go and do that now, because you don't know when you'll be able to go and do it next. And I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for listening to this. I honestly love it. This is probably the hardest story that I share. There's so much that I share on my social media, and there's so much I'm going to share on this podcast, but it does always hit harder sharing this. And I will do my best to share what I can so that my listeners who are also grieving can resonate, can relate. And if you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, trust that you have me. Even if you don't know me, even if I don't know you, my DMs are always open. Feel free to message me on Instagram at Rise with Rami. And I will always be here for you. And know that your loved ones that are not here on this earth are also here with you. I love you so much.